Greetings, fellow earthlings. Today's May 1st, 2025, and I've been thinking a lot about my previous lives. And May, because May used to be a month-long celebration, the whole of May, to travel, to sell. Everything in your gardens had been set up, and you got to go to sell all your things, buy all your things that you needed, that you didn't make, trade. And it was a month-long celebration. And now what we get, one at the beginning and one at the end. But there we go. So I want to talk a little bit about reincarnation, as we call it. Right, I've always been a firm believer. When I was 18 months old, I had a near-death experience. I almost drowned in a fish pond, and my auntie saved me. She was 10 years older, 8 years older than I am, and she dragged me out. But when I plunged in, I plunged out, not with my auntie, but tied up, bound, and out of a river. And everybody shouted, "Witch!" I saw my father slaughtered. He was run through. I've got hair in my mouth. Run through. And my younger sister, she was tied up and thrown into the river also. That was when I was 18 months old. So I've always dissociated. I had what would be called a traumatic childhood, which I suppose is not much different from the whole experience in this timeline. Much prefer all my older ones. I know there's 6 of me's, and people are like, "Ooh, you were before," but it's weird. It's time's not how we imagine it to be. It's, not a straight line. It's round, and it's all over a bit there and a bit there. Can't explain it because I don't have the intellect for it. I'm more very childish. I mean, yesterday I sat and watched ants for an hour and a half. Not many grown-ups get the chance to do that. And yes, I don't have any top teeth. It's probably a question that be like, "Look at it, wrinkly old fart, no teeth in." That was part intention and trauma. Now, I'm not going to talk about the trauma because who this shit needs to listen to anybody else wearing on, "Ooh, this and this." Nah, it just goes round and round and round, and you live in it. Not got no idea of doing that. But the intention was to be a world champion gurner. I've been practicing a little bit, but it's a bit hard when you've still got half of the teeth left at the bottom. But yeah, I'm going to be it. I'm definitely going to be one. I love it. I think it's amazing. That's not glorifying not looking after your teeth. Definitely not, because I do miss eating an apple. Can you imagine trying to eat an apple with no teeth? It's not going to happen, is it? Mush, mush, mush. Soup the rest of your life. I mean, I like soup, but flipping egg. I don't know, there's so much that I was told to do, to tell you, by my guide, Mikey. I've known him since I was, 7 and a half, when he entered a new, different brain state. He came into my life and was always there, up until, 6, maybe 7 years ago now. He told me that I wouldn't see him again until I'd done what I said I was going to do. And obviously I've left it a bit late to really inform anybody about anything that I had been aware of up until then. I have spoken to people over the years, but not really. So what is going on? What is going on in the world? You couldn't make it up really, could you? It's like a really shit pantomime. I'll see a little bit about it, but I'm not really fussed about any of it, to be honest. This world stinks. The air, just everything smells. People smell, for a start, of fragrances. Yuck. But that brings me to the coming of the sun, the second sun, and what's going to happen. So we know there's going to be a pole shift, but did you know the sacred's coming to collect you? Yep. The earth's going to be incinerated in fire, and all your sacred water that's inside you gets collected and reseeded. It's happened time after time. It's not the first time it's happened. And if you're not living according to being an earthling, to your genetic blueprint, you can't be collected. Sacred can't collect unsacred. It cannot be done. And you're just gonna be a load of mush, aren't you? Instead of being red dust, you're gonna be mud. I don't know when it's gonna happen. I'm not really that fussed about it, to be honest. It's gonna come. I know it's gonna come. Probably in my lifetime also. But yeah, that's what all the mud floods are all about. That's where all the mud comes from. Mud. Where's all this mud from? It's not just from Noah or whoever and his ark. You know, as far as I'm concerned, the Bible's just a massive collection of stories cobbled together and made into some history for some certain people. A control mechanism. And I really ain't got no time for that. But I know that I've got a good sized hole in my heart for something, but I thought it might have been God, but it obviously weren't, because I've been thrown out of 5 churches for calling them hypocrites and all sorts. Well, they are, aren't they? They're going on, especially Jovos. I got invited round one of the houses, a Bible study, and they got a picnic table thing going on with all buffet on, and there were sausage rolls. And I said to them, hang on, you're not supposed to eat this. And they were like, oh, well, Jesus said we can just do this. No, man, no. My favourite book is the book of Daniel. It tells you what to eat. You were told nuts, seeds, berries, don't drink. But people don't listen. But that's what you need to do to be collected. You need to be pure. You need to be an earthling. Even though we don't seem very specifically suited to the environment, our skin is way too thin for a mammal. Look how thick other mammals' skins are. Ours is rubbish. Dead thin, pop like balloons. But I don't know. I really don't know what to say. I've told you the city of London. I don't know whether I have or not. But that's the only thing that unites people are the children. And they're going to get together about the children because of what's been done to the children. You know, just do some research yourself. You know, take some crazy old lady's word for it in back garden. Actually, I'm not an old lady. I'm middle-aged. I just look really old. But that's because I've got no teeth. Surprising how much space they fit in your face. But yeah, City of London. It's going to happen in the end of, I think, September. Maybe not this September, maybe September after. But a collection of people getting together. Angry people as well. There's people who have suddenly had their eyes open to the lies and the deception in the world, they're going to be fuming, aren't they? And they're going to be angry. And angry people are violent, and it doesn't take much to set them off. It's like a fart. You know, one person does it, but it stinks room out. Everybody catches a whiff. And if you're not grounded, not talking about farts now, if you're not grounded, you can't compose yourself. People, you know, you've seen them. They go mad. Bonkers. Oh, it's going to be awful. For the people involved. I'm not going to get involved. What's the point? You know, it's all real. This reality now is, well, it's the stinkingest one I've ever been in. But of all of them, this seems most unreal. And the only real is the smell. The smell. Got a beautiful Damascus rose that is the closest to the divine you're ever going to smell. I would call it the most powerful frequency of a flower or smell, but I don't know what the real words for it are. But yeah, so basically you want to get collected and reseeded and don't want to get left in this realm. Clean yourself up. Clean yourself up inside and out. I still smoke. Got to stop. Finding it really difficult. Look what it's done to my teeth. Look at that. That's what happens. That's what happens to your teeth. Because I haven't been to the dentist in a year now, but you haven't been able to clean them for quite a few years now. So that's what happens to them. So clean yourself. Oh my God, what am I going on? I'm white wittering. I always witter. It's because I've got nobody to stop me from wittering. But yeah, when the sun starts its incineration cycle, you want to be pure. You want to be collected, reseeded. Look at the Aboriginals. Their country's coated in red dust. Why? Why is it dust? Why is it not full of mud? Because they've stuck to the principles. They've stuck to what they're supposed to do. They haven't been diverted from their initial blueprint from the past. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people have been. You know, it's been going on for a long time, and we know who's responsible, but you can't go around blaming people. It's, you know, oh, Violet. I'm gonna go because, you know, I'm just whitter me. But yeah, clean yourselves up. Spend more time doing things that make you happy rather than don't. I'm very childish in my behaviour. When I was younger, I lost the love of drawing because I was smacked over and over again for being left-handed. It sort of kills it a little, but I've got it back. I paint, I do things that fill me with joy. Yeah, I'm not wealthy. I've got, you know, I ain't got no big bags of loot stashed. I suppose that's quite irresponsible, but I'm not interested in this realm. I really don't want anything to do with it. But that's it. Right, I'm gonna go. Bye.